Today we're going to be making lasagna. To get things started, first we're going to cook some noodles. We're going to need a dozen strips of lasagna noodles. We're going to start by putting a few tablespoons of olive oil into the pan and then squeezing the sausage out of its casing into the pan. I just like to grab it at the halfway point. Just kind of plop. Then we'll put it on the fire. When the sausage has been browning for a little bit, it's not quite done, just throw a half a pound of ground beef right on top of it. And as the hamburger starts to brown, you can juice the garlic into the recipe. That's to add some onion. And I just like to dice up about a half a cup of onion or so. And to that we're going to add a dusting of oregano and some sweet basil. And you want to use twice as much sweet basil as you did oregano. It doesn't matter how much oregano or sweet basil you put into it. If you keep it 2 parts sweet basil to 1 part oregano, you'll maintain the flavor base. We're also going to dust with white pepper and parsley. Forgot what I was doing for a second there. And no amount is good. If in doubt, use the spices in moderation because you can always add more. Finally, to the sauce we're going to add the tomato. And I use diced tomato flavored with garlic and onion. And I cheat. I use Hunt's pasta sauce. And on top of the diced tomato, we just go around and put a nice even layer of the tomato sauce right on top. And we're going to shake it down in the pan a little. That's as far as we're going to go with it at this point. We're not going to worry about stirring it. We're going to let the spices sit there and simmer. And let them bath in a little cold water. And you just pick it up from the edges and place it on top. For the cheese mixture, we're going to start with a 32-ounce tub of ricotta. Ooze it on in. We've cut off about a 1/4 cup of diced onion. And parsley. Oh, about a tablespoon or so maybe. I don't know. A little bit more of the white pepper. About a cup of Italian 5 cheese I'm using. You could use any combination of cheeses that have mozzarella and ricotta, provolone, whatever. And you just give this a quick stir before we do the eggs. mushrooms into the sauce as kind of at the last minute, because as this sits and cooks in the oven with the lasagna, these mushrooms are going to continue to cook and cook. Right. Okay, quit. We've got our cooked noodles, our sauce, and our cheese mixture. And we'll start by putting a couple ladlefuls of sauce into the bottom of the pan. And then put 3 noodles across the width. And then the cheese, a layer of cheese. Just take half the cheese right out of it and throw it in there. Spread that around. Just spread it evenly. Put a ladle full of sauce on, can help you spread it around a little. Another layer of noodles. Layer of sauce. A layer of noodles. And the remainder of the sauce. Cheese there melted to the side. And that should evenly fill your pan to the top. And the last thing that goes on is a layer of, well, I'm using a blend of Italian 5 cheese, and right on top here is whole milk mozzarella. And it is golden brown and bubbly. And there it is, lasagna by Chris.